Top of the morning, good afternoon, hello, and welcome to the SuperCoach Podcast. Welcome back to the SuperCoach Podcast, the business of coaching made easy. I'm Dermot, the coach's SuperCoach. Now that is self-appointed, but it's kind of like Irish glue. It's stuck. Now, today, today is a good day. Did you bring your cup of hot something nice? You always got to have something nice to drink. Cheers. All right. Today I want to talk to you about something that is very important and something that I missed growing up as a coach. And we gotta have a badum for that. All right. Growing up as a coach. It's on possession mode again. All right, I'm going to turn that off. But I want to talk to you the difference between learning coaching and becoming a coach. The difference between learning coaching, because we all go to school, we learn coaching, but then actually becoming a coach. You know, many coaches like myself, we finish training and we got the tools and everything, and we head out into the world of coaching. And we still feel unsure, wobbly, like a painter's brush, up and down in our coaching sessions. And what I've seen over the years is not because myself or coaches were not capable. We certainly are capable. But it's because what I've come to understand is understanding coaching and then applying the coaching are two completely different skills. It's kind of like, knowing the words to a great Irish song and then having to get up in front of an audience at a pub and sing. One feels safe, but the other builds confidence. And so that's what we're looking at today. We're going to look at the difference between learning coaching and becoming coaching, so that at the end of the session today, I want you to be able to say, hey, I get what Dermot's talking about. And yes, I'm learning the stuff, but I can also feel more confident in applying it. So that's what we're going to look at today. Now, here's what I see as the mistake. And by the way, it's an innocent mistake. So don't take out the judgment hammer. It's an innocent mistake that I see a lot of coaches, including myself, make. And it's this. When a coach doesn't feel steady, wobbly in a session, what I've heard the coaches say, and I said it to my coach, well, I need more confidence, I need more training, I need better questions, I just haven't learned enough right now, And so a lot of coaches, myself included, made this mistake of going back and learning more. And learning a lot of high-tech 10-step processes and techniques. And those things will get you confused. My mantra when I'm teaching and training and all the programs that I have, everything I do is to simplify the process, which we're going to be doing in the immersion. I'll talk about at the end of the show. Because we go back to more notes, more models, more processes, more techniques. But, here's the problem. Let's get a drum roll going here. Here's the problem. More notes, more models, more techniques, all of that kind of stuff. It brings us back to what we talked about at the start of the show. Learning coaching and applying coaching are not the same thing. They're two different things. For me, my confidence, it never came from adding more tools. It came from taking those tools, simplifying them, and using them. Because tools are helpful. Tools are great. Training's valuable, wonderful. I've had more trainings than Tony Robbins. But if you're in a session and you don't know what to focus on in the moment, even the good tools, that you have, they're going to create a lot of overthinking, a lot of, what should we call it, mental noise. But when you're clear about, what you're listening for, what your role is as a coach, what matters most in the moment with the client, boy, oh boy, everything simplifies. When you know what to focus on, your whole nervous system settles down, your client's nervous system settles down, and when you're settled, when you're relaxed, your coaching becomes much more clearer. And that's the difference between learning coaching and becoming a coach. Some harps, maybe? Oh, yes. That never gets old. All right. So look, when I first started coaching, back in the days when my confidence was, as steady as the Irish weather, not steady. I would have in front of me, my coaching notes. I would have highlighted techniques. I would have a list of questions. I'd have my as-if shift, my arrow, my flow chart. I was prepared, right, to do battle in the session. But during the session, about every 5 seconds, my eyes would dart to, what question should I be using? What tool should I be using? Okay, should I try that one? What should I? Oh, okay, the client's talking now. What should I be asking the client right now? Have you done that? Of course you've done that. We've all done that. And instead of listening to the client, I would think to myself, what technique do I need to be using here? What tool should I be using? All the time the client's talking and I'm having this whole, movie of what should I use going on in my head. And there was nothing wrong with the tools. It's just that I was so focused on trying to get it right that I wasn't present anymore with the client. I was trying to apply something so correctly and so perfectly. Now, I worked with my coach, Catherine Casey, on this. We did a lot of immersions. We're going to be doing an immersion very soon where we actually practice this stuff, and you're going to learn from me. I'm going to simplify this entire thing of coaching for you, because that's one of my mantras. Simple, easy, and fun. That's what I teach in everything that I teach. And so I worked with Catherine, and we did immersions. And she sat down with me, like we're going to sit down with you next week. And she had me listen to a session, and then we talked about the session. And she showed me where I was not present. She showed me I was struggling here. She showed me where I was trying to get it perfect, trying to do it right. There's no right coaching. Now, once I simplified my process, which we're going to do in the immersion, and once I stopped asking, what do I say? What tool should I use here? Catherine said to me, Dermot, ask yourself, what's happening right now in me? And usually I wasn't present. I was trying to get it right. I was trying to get it perfect, Everything shifted for me. Everything shifted for me. It was truly, truly, special when I was able to just relax. That's what shifted. My questions got more simple. My presence deepened. The clients certainly had a better session. Not because they learned something new, but because they trusted that I was present with them. And I was trusting what I already knew. Now, here's the core insight that I want you to take here. Learning builds understanding. Let's get some harps going. Learning builds understanding. But application builds confidence, and that's what we're looking for. Becoming a coach isn't about collecting more and more and more. Tools are wonderful, especially when they're simplified. It's about integrating what you've already learned and using it clearly. That's what we're talking about. Seamus, I don't know why you're always in the office at the exact time I need you, but Seamus, my Scottish friend, come over here. I want you to share the core insight. Would you mind doing that? Look, Dermot, I have no problem at all. What is it here? Well, here, I wrote it down for you, Seamus. Just read that core insight there. All right, let's have a look here. Learning builds understanding. Application builds confidence. Becoming a coach isn't about collecting more. It's about integrating what you've already learned and using it clearly. How was that, Dermot? That was great, Seamus. Thanks very much. I really appreciate it. Where are you going now, Seamus? Oh, look, I'm just going to hang around your house till next week and you do your podcast again, and then you can ask me to, share something. Well, sounds good to me. Put the kettle on, Seamus. We'll have a cup of tea while you're waiting. So learning builds the understanding. Application builds the confidence. And integrating what you've already you learned and using it clearly. Now, and I tell you, it's one of the main reasons why we're going to be doing this Coach with Confidence immersion next week. We'll listen to a real coaching conversation, and you learn how skillful coaches, which is, not blowing my own horn here, but what I am, been doing this for a long time, taught a lot of coaches to become great coaches. But you learn how skillful coaches, they think, how they listen, and how they respond, more importantly, in the moment, without scrambling for the right words or for the techniques, and why I can tell you, coaches, that will change everything for you. So if that feels something that would be helpful or supportive, you can you'll find all the details in the show notes down below. My wonderful, wonderful, I don't know what I did to deserve this lady, our executive assistant here at the SuperCoach Podcast, but she is an incredible, talk about look of the Irish. But I just want to throw it out there. Thank you, Shay. Appreciate you so much. She does so much for my business. It's incredible. All right, so let's close up here. You don't need to learn everything. You just need to practice what you know in a safe environment. Have somebody help you simplify it, make it easy, make it fun, make it understandable for you. That's what we're going to do in the immersion. Because at the bottom of the day, at the end of the day, you really don't need to learn everything perfectly. Coaches try to do that. I tried to do that. And you know what you know how that feels? That's how it feels when you try to do everything. It doesn't work. As always, from our show, take what you like, leave the rest. I'm Dermot Butterley. You've been listening to the Celtic Coach. That's my podcast. I totally messed up there. All right, that was my old radio show, the Celtic Coach radio show, but you're not listening to that anymore. You're listening to the SuperCoach Podcast. I think age is finally creeping up in me. Until the next time, keep coaching, keep serving, and have fun. Remember, be light about all this stuff. You're doing great. And that, my dear coaches, is no blarney. Cheers, everyone.